Hello, and welcome to a quick overview of an active procurement in SAM.gov. Before I get started, let me introduce myself. I am Christina Howard. I am a serial entrepreneur, and I also work 9 to 5, so you can do both. And I have multiple contracts. I won my first 2 contracts in less than 6 months for a little over $11 million. But let's jump in. I'm going to show you how to navigate SAM.gov if you don't have your cage code or if you don't have your business set up. You would have to have all of that information or stuff completed before you are able to bid on any of the bids in SAM.gov. And I do have another video where I go over how to search the filters that I use when I'm looking for procurements, not only in SAM.gov. My first 2 contracts were state and local. So I don't want you all to, forget about money in your backyard, because there's a lot of local and state contracts available that we don't take advantage of. But for the sake of this video, I will be going over an active contract within SAM.gov, okay? All right, so let's get started. I'm sharing my screen, but let me make myself a little bit smaller so I won't keep looking at myself. I'm going to just turn this off. All right, so what we're looking at here is a pest control service contract. And so once you search and you see a procurement that you would, want to bid on or learn more about, you click on it, and what I immediately do is I hit follow. And because SAM.gov now, they are providing updates on any active procurements that you are following that the agency may make. So you will get a notification of updates. So always follow. And then I always download the opportunity. So I always file it away just to have it. And I'm a little OCD, so I always jot down this notice ID number in case for some reason I lose my documents, but I want to go back and find this procurement. So always save this number somewhere. And then in this section, you will see the department. So this is with the Department of Veterans Affairs, also known as the VA. And then the general information section. This just tells you it's a solicitation. I personally only search for combined solicitations or solicitations. Now there's other filters you can use, for example, pre-solicitations. And a pre-solicitation is a notice that that the government provides stating that they may be putting this out for bid. I don't want to waste my time with looking at those. I want to know what's available now for me to bid on. But if you are curious and you are wanting to forecast, then you can look at pre-solicitation notifications, okay? Combined solicitations or solicitations. And then this information is very, very important. So all dates and times are going to be in Central Standard Time. So the published date was published on the 11th, Central Standard Time. This is another important date. This bid is due on August 23rd, Central Standard Time. So if you live on the West Coast, that's Pacific, right? This will be due at 2 p.m. So you want to make sure you are keeping track of that. I always put it on my calendar. If I know when a bid is due, I will mark it, I will add to my calendar about 3 days before it's due. And then I'll make a note of the time in my time zone, okay? So that's a FYI. All right, and then this section is the classification. Now, this is very important, so set aside. As you can see, this solicitation is for a small, disabled, veteran-owned business. However, there are hundreds of procurements that are set aside for small businesses where anybody can bid on them, and I'll show you one like that in a second. Also, the product code is S207, which is housekeeping, insect, rodent control. the next code. So if you are into the pest control business, this is your next code. Now you can filter using that next code for, to find solicitations. However, I don't filter that way. I leave that blank because sometimes, the government may put in the wrong next code and you may miss out on opportunities. And here is your place of performance. This is in Wichita, Kansas. It is due August 23rd. So make sure that you are keeping track of that. All right, here's a small description of what they're looking for. So they're wanting pest control services, weed control, termite. I don't know what this means. Bed bug treatment at the VA Medical Center, right? And they are reminding you this is a disabled veteran-owned business set aside. So if you don't have that certification, you cannot bid on this contract. Okay, so now the attachment section. This is very important. I always download all of the documents, right? Because I want to always have them and I save them. And then at the bottom, this is the contracting information for the contracting officer. So some have their phone number. This person doesn't, but this is their email address. And you can email them and ask them questions unless they specify that in the procurement. Okay. Most of the time they don't. So I will email them and call them if I have a question. All right. So now the next step you want to do after you've downloaded your attachment, thank God they only have one, which is great. And I think I downloaded it already. So I will, let me see. Maybe I didn't. Let me open it and let's take a look at it. All right, so what you will see on all of the federal government procurements is this form. This is standard form 1449. This is what the government uses as like a cover page for their solicitations. And you will find the same information as we saw here on SAM.gov, right? So you're going to see the solicitation number, the date that is due, right? As I said earlier, the date that it's due. However, let me go back. Hang on. The date that it's due. So it's due on the 23rd. Okay. They issued it on the 11th. It's due the 23rd, like I said, at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. If you're Eastern, then it's 5. Then it's going to be 5 p.m. Oh gosh, 5 p.m. You guys do your time zone changes. Okay, and then here is the information of the contracting administrator that we saw in SAM.gov. They also provide you with another description of services that they are wanting. Okay, so let's get into the procurement. It's 41 pages, but a lot of this is boilerplate language, which means this is information that the government puts in every contract. But if you are new, don't just skim through this like I'm probably going to. I want you to read all of these clauses because they will give you the definitions, okay? But the main thing for me is, what I look for is the statement of work, okay? So let's get started. So in section B, they once again go over the contracting officer. Okay, thank you for that. This is where they will pay you. This is how they will pay you. So they're letting you know that you will get paid direct deposit. All right, on a monthly basis, right? So you will get paid on a monthly basis. This is great that they put that in there. And right here, this is your clause that will explain what the government invoicing process is. And I think they have this outline throughout this procurement, okay? If they issue any amendments to this contract, now beginning when I said make sure that you follow and so that you can get updates, this is why. When they issue an amendment, the government wants you to acknowledge that amendment, okay? So you would put the amendment number and the date, okay, and include that in your bid. So that's why I said make sure you follow Okay, so you can know when they list and when they attach an amendment. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. I have 15 minutes. Okay. So this is your statement of work, very important. So this details what they are wanting you to do. So this is the location. Okay. The scope, they're wanting you to provide pest control services. The contractor shall supply all supplies, materials. How this is a 5-year contract with one base year. So that base year is your you want to shine, and then you have your 4-year options, right? So that first year, this is where you want to do your best, and then you have your 4 option years. So this is basically a 5-year contract. The location is here, but if here they have 7 emergency call out locations, and they're all listed here. So you will have to be, I guess, on call for emergencies, and provide pest control services to these locations. And then this part tells you more information on when on your schedule, right? So they want a minimum of 1 visit per month, right? They may want you to come out more than one time, okay? They want you to provide services to unoccupied areas, utility rooms, crawl spaces, all of that in buildings 1, 5, 7, 12, and 16. Also, they want you to perform inspections, and then they have more tasks that they would like for you to do. So it's very important that you read your statement of work, right? So you can understand. And these are the pests that they want you to control. So they have, raccoons, okay. Birds, they want you to make sure you're controlling the birds, rodents, flying insects, vegetation management, insects, I guess plant insects. I don't know what that means, but if you're in this industry, I'm sure you know. Pest monitoring, glue boards. They want you to make sure. And then they want you to list in your bid the types of traps that you're going to be using. Okay. Termite pest control services. This is to be done quarterly. Okay, that's very important to remember. And ant control services. Let me see. Bed bug, rodent control services. Okay, all of that. Okay, so this tells you everything. So let's find out how we get to the pricing. Okay. They also say food handling areas. So they have, some special provisions, right? Make sure that you understand all of this information. Elevators. So they don't want you to enter the facility elevator, which are occupied while having pesticides in your possession. So they probably have an area that they want you to enter. So make sure that you are very aware of that. So just read thoroughly through this. They have a attire policy. Okay, so they have a specific way that they want you to present yourself when you're in their facility. And then so basically this means you will sign in and out your staff. They want you to be there working hours between 8 and 4:30, which is great, unless it's an emergency call. They're telling you how to dispose of hazardous waste, storage of your materials. They said no pest control material or equipment should be stored on VA medical center grounds. Okay. Safety considerations, read through that, and then they're going to reiterate again. Normal business hours are 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and then they have a list of federal holidays. I think they have 13 or so. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So if you click on what I just clicked, they will give you, it tells you the list of federal holidays. Okay. Hang on. Did I skip something? Okay, storage. Okay, yep. Callback requirements, routine. So contractors share within 24 hours after receipt. So if they call you for an emergency, this means that they want you have 24 hours to respond, right? I'm sorry, for routine. For an emergency, you have 2 hours to get someone out there to perform the service. So very important. Now, this is another good part, right? This is the money. So as we kind of went through the statement of work, this is where you will put your pricing. So right here, they're wanting pest control services, right? For one service, the quantity means one for the year. What is going to be your total cost just for the pest control service? And this is called a CLIN. This is a contract line item number. So how much are you going to charge? 12. I think because, they want the preventative pest control services, 4 hours. They want that once a month. This is what that means, the quantity. So what is your price? And then 4 hours, right? So they want to know what is your price, the unit price, and then they want you to total that up. Weed control, April and August, right? So that's what the number 2 means. They want weed control performed in April and in August, 6 hours per treatment. Let's see, chemical bed bug treatment, estimated 2 beds per month. So they're telling you 2 beds per month. So that's 1 year time 2. So that's 24 beds. So you need to calculate your fee for that, and then you're going to total it out, and you're going to also include a profit. So make sure you are adding that into your price. Second year. So you have the option to increase your pricing 3 to 5, 10%, for your second year. So this is the second year, right? The contract period option 2. Option 1, right? Because this was your base right here. This is your base budget. This is your option year 1. So you can increase your pricing. This is the option year 2. So you're going to do the same thing. You can just, once you have all your totals, you want to, factor in inflation. If you have to pay your staff, factor in employment taxes. Okay. And I'm so glad that this is a price base. And then this is just one. Now, the clauses. Remember I said earlier, I highlighted how they pay. So this section is the breakdown or the definitions for each clause. So if you were at the top and you saw that clause that I highlighted about payment, you would scroll down and they provide the definition. So everything is here. Not everything, but they do a pretty good job of defining what each clause means. So if you're new, I suggest that you read see right here. This is that clause that I was telling you about, that electronic payment. So right here, they kind of break down what that means, right? And you have to be set up in SAM.gov to receive your payments. State and local, they have their own payment processing systems. You can receive paper checks, or you can receive that, or you can receive direct deposit. So just go through and take a look at the clauses already, and let's kind of scroll to the bottom. They're defining more clauses. So this is a 41-page document. Let's see if I see anything else. If I'm scrolling too fast, I apologize, but I want you to read the entire document. So that's the end. So basically, you would submit that CLIN with your budget. And then you have to total it up. And then this is where they want you to send it. Now, you would you just would send the email. But if you're unsure, because they're not really defining, how, I would email them just to make sure that, you are doing the right thing. Okay? All right, 1 second. Let's take a look at one more. Okay, let's take a look at another procurement. So this one is a child nutrition access and accountability through technology national training. So keep in mind that the titles that the government uses can be a little bit confusing. So don't, search for. All right, this is with. So let's take a look at this one. All right. So as I said in the previous solicitation, make sure you follow and you download. So this is the notice ID. I always keep a copy of that. The department is the Department of Agriculture. Sorry, I couldn't say that. Agriculture. All right, so general information. What you will notice here, sometimes you will see this blue box that says view changes. So this means that the government has made a change. So let's see. So they have the published date. They changed that published date. The due dates, they extended it. It was August 16th. Now it's due on the 21st of August. So remember also this the times are in Eastern Standard Time. So if you're on the West Coast, this will be due at 9:00. Okay, so make sure you keep that in your calendar and make sure that you are monitoring that due date and time. Okay. Classification. So remember we talked about the set aside. So sometimes the government doesn't enter any set asides, which means anyone can apply. If you were to see a total small business set aside, that means that if you're a small business, you can apply. You don't have to have a certification. And then here are your product service codes and your NAICS codes. And then place of performance is the USA. Great. Okay. Doesn't say a lot, but okay, the United States. I guess you will be servicing the United States. So here's a brief description of what they are looking for. You can read that. So let's get to the bread and butter. There's a lot of attachments here. So I start from the bottom, work my way up, because usually, like I said, they will provide updates periodically. So let's see if they have them in order. So let's take a look at, and you see they have attachment 4, attachment 3, attachment 2, attachment 1, attachment 4 question format. So but you know what? Let's just start with the first one. So let's see what the first one is. I think I already downloaded them. So let's take a look at the attachment 1. Let's see here it is. All right, so this is the attachment 1. This is your performance work scope. Very important. So it's a school meals program under the National School Lunch Act. I don't know. Let's take a look at what that's about. Once again, they're giving you a little introduction and background on why they developed this solicitation. And then the regions. Okay, so here are the regions. There are 7 regional offices. Okay. And then at the state level, they have these state departments. All right. More information. If you're looking to bid on this, read. I will not read every line for the sake of this video. Because we would be here probably all day. Now here's your scope. So the scope is telling you what they are wanting you to do. All right. So they will be hosting the national, regional, and state agency trainings, then development. So they're seeking to acquire expert consulting services. So this is basically a consulting contract. So they want someone to select training venues, secure hotels, manage the training registration, develop and deliver training for up to 5 training breakout sessions. So this is all that they're looking for. So this is the performance period. Remember I said they usually do 5 years. The first year is your base period, right? The first 12 months. And then there's 4 options, right? 4 option years. So this is basically 4 years. However, they don't have a begin date as of yet. So keep a lookout for that. And so here we talked about previously, they have these, the regulations. If you want to click on those and read about it, it will give you more information on this program. Place of performance. So it is anticipated the work will be assigned, performed at the contractor's sites. So this may not be a remote, maybe because it's training. So you will have to go, training. But there's no requirement for contractors to have offices in Washington, D.C. So you will probably be traveling to different areas. Up to 2 in-person meetings with the CNSSW for planning purposes. So you will be, meeting with them, but you don't have to have offices. You'll probably stay in a hotel. All right. And then here's the task. And remember, we talked about the CLIN. So we're going to get to that, but this is the breakdown for the first CLIN, project management and reporting. So the contractors, you have to have a project manager on staff. And these are the requirement that the contract manager must fulfill. Okay. And then for the second CLIN, or the second staff member, national technology training. So this explains what they are looking for you to do. Okay. So, and this will help you base your pricing. Okay. And if you have to hire someone, you would basically put this information in the job description and find that person if you're not going to be doing the work. Training venue, registration, and logistics. So here are a few of the locations. So Austin, Colorado, Kansas, Utah, Indiana. All right, let's keep going. They're giving the training format and content. All right, let's see. This is 22 pages. So to read through timeline, they have a timeline. So this timeline is in conjunction with CLIN number 2. Okay. So we're going to look at that. And here is all of these different breakdowns. Within 60 calendar days, this is what they expect you to provide. So there's a timeline for everything. Staffing, day-to-day management. They will work with the COR to meet all the responsibilities provided in the solicitation within the allotted schedule. Sorry. So also too, okay, this is great. So if you are, like I said, looking to staff this RFP, here are the responsibilities and the title and the qualifications. So basically, you would just, if it was me, I would just copy and paste this into a job posting and include, some of the other responsibilities. And then this is the second person that they are looking for. And this is the experience. And then they want an event manager. So they want 3 people. This is great. Okay. The deliverable. So this is what I was talking about, the CLINs, right? So this is your CLIN. So this is what they are wanting your project manager to do as far as the reporting. So they will have a kickoff meeting within 7 calendar days after you win the bid. Okay, so they want the contractor's property manager to lead this event. Develop a project management plan. And if you're in the project management field, they will know how to create a project management plan. They want monthly project status reports, oral briefings. So sidebar, I want to make sure people understand, just because you win a contract, there is a lot that goes into it. You have to attend meetings, and people don't talk about that, right? They talk about winning the contract. But I want you guys to understand, after you win the contract, you have to fulfill certain things. So you have to be comfortable with speaking to various, different people, meetings. So there's a lot that goes into it. And if you're not comfortable with doing that, then you can hire someone. Okay. This is for your technology training. Okay. So this is the expectations or deliverables, as we call them. Okay, so everything's here. And then these are your abbreviations. So they provided that. This is great. So if like CLIN, when I kept saying CLIN, contract line item number, they break all of that down. PM is property manager. PMP, project management professional. That's a certification. So they give you all of that. Now let's go back and look at the other attachments. So let's go to attachment 2. And I did already save it. Pricing schedule. Okay, so remember we looked at the CLIN. So here's what you will fill out and submit to the government. Your labor hours, and then the CLIN. Here's your pricing. So if it's per year, you would price out how much you're going to pay your project management based on all of those deliverables, right? So that's how you would break that out. And then also make sure that you're factoring in your employment taxes, different, your profit. Okay. Don't just submit the salary. You want to make sure you're going to make a profit. Let's go grab, I have a meeting in 10 minutes. Let's go grab attachment number 3. Okay. Attachment number 3. All right. Now, this is the past performance questionnaire. This has to be submitted. Okay. So when people say only submit 1 page, not true. The government is telling you what they want you to provide. Okay. So past performance, they want to know how qualified are you to do the work. Okay. So you will fill all of this out. They want you to provide this information. Okay, please rate and provide any supporting information for the following. And you can use additional sheets as necessary. So the contractor's on-site management of coordination of subcontractors. So you just basically, type out your background, write a few sentences for each question. All right, that's all for that one. Let's take a look at that was number 3. Let's look at attachment 4. Questions. Okay, great. So sometimes there's a pre-bid meeting where you have the opportunity to ask questions. I don't think they had that, or if they did, it's over. However, that's fine. They provide you with the questions that another company asks, and here's the answer. So, for example, if you had a question about something, more than likely someone else had the same question. So I always read the question and answers, okay, because sometimes someone may ask a question that I didn't think about, right? So for example, this someone said in this performance work schedule, someone said the second bullet mentions altering in-person and virtual sessions each year. Can the government confirm that the in-person training meeting will occur in the base year, option year 2, and option year 4? So the answer was, it is the intent of the FNS, and we're going to go back and look at what that means, to have in-person trainings in the base year. So basically, yeah, everything is going to be in person. Then another one was, it is understood that there will be approximately 325 in-person attendees. What is the approximate number of virtual virtual attendees? To me, that's common sense. How do they know? So basically, they said 325 in person. The approximate number of virtual attendees is unknown. Okay. So, sometimes people, they ask questions, whatever. So this is a good document that's there for you to look at. And I think what was that? 4. Let's look at, I think that's all. Did we look at all of them? What is this? Okay, I think we looked at all of them. So, oh no, this one was if you had a question, if you if you wanted to submit a question, this was the question format that they wanted you to send to them, right? So, but I think that period is over. And so here is your point of contact. So if you probably have, more questions, you can probably email Carolyn. And more than likely she will respond. So hope I answered and, gave you guys a lot of information. If you have any more questions on, solicitations, feel free to send me an email or, you guys have a good day. Bye.